Hello YouTube, my name is Caden, your storyteller, and welcome to What the Crit. And I am so very excited to finally be able to talk about Chapter 0 in our long-awaited novel, Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which is the D&D campaign that we have been running for almost a month and a half now, and I am so very excited to finally be able to share it with you all. But before we talk about that, just a little bit more of a generalization of what Session 0 is. Session 0 is called that because for the most part, you're really just getting to know the characters that you're about to play for the next however many sessions, and get the setting set up, and kind of get the narrative plot going. And in our particular case, and I can promise you for most D&D campaigns, the characters which you start at is not going to be the same characters that you finish at. Through my own experience, we are about 13, 14 sessions in, and the way that my personal character was introduced, Boogie Woogie, as just a magician con man, is nowhere near the level of character that he is now. Like, the amount of character development that we will find out is astounding, and I myself look back at it, and I am almost in a maze by just how far just this one-off character has become. And I'm sure that is with little Jimmy, with Oleander, with Tyr, and Pippin, with all of our leveled characters. Enough with the character development nonsense. We will see that later, and I will be harping on it much more when it happens. Trust me. Now let's talk about the setting and narrative plot points that is being pushed in this campaign of Session 0. The ones that are mainly being pushed is the plot point to go see Roderick, which is a warlock who is giving us a quest to go search for Zybilna, which is how we even enter the carnival and go to the Feywild to go meet her. So the way that we do meet him is at a tavern on a job bulletin board. There is a really old quest that is by Roderick that we take up. Go to a ginormous pumpkin patch with giant pumpkins 6 feet tall, and the smell of pumpkin pie almost emanating from his cottage. So once we walk up and we knock on his door, this small, frail old man comes out with 2 fairies around him. And he has this very weird symbol that looks like a upside down chicken's foot on the bottom of his left eye. And then he's a very welcoming person. He comes in and he welcomes us, gives us free food, and this is where he gives us our quest and where our next destination to go, which is the carnival. And a nice detail that I like the campaign bringing is it connects everyone to the story, because once you get to the carnival, the DM makes us all roll, and depending on what that roll is, depends on a certain little memory that we get from Zybilna. Like, for instance, mine was that I was saved from a drowning river as a child. Others was that she came to their house and helped them feel better. And another was that she gave their family money and so they never needed to want again. Little things like that is just what I personally love in D&D campaigns, to just make everyone feel a bit more connected in some way, shape, or form. Now that we've actually gotten to the carnival, we can talk about the things that we need to do in order to get there. Now, of course, entry is not free. It either costs 3 gold pieces, or you can do a thing called a Fey Pact with the carnival itself, meaning you make a deal with them and you have to do a certain thing. Like, for instance, Pippin's case, it was to every chance he gets to profess his love for unicorns in order to get there for free. Personally, I paid, but people like Ollie, Pippin, little Jimmy, they all took the Fey Pact, and they all had little wacky, little quirky things that they had to do. Now, another thing that our little grumpy goblin person that was taking our tickets was the Rule of 3. Now the Rule of 3 included everything in the Feywild as well as the carnival. Now, the Rule of 3 basically boils down to the rule of hospitality. So even if someone wants to harm you, you have to welcome them kindly into your home before defending yourself. But once they get into your home, you can defend yourself, kill them, whatever. You just have to be hospitable and let them in cordially. Rule 2 is you cannot steal from anybody. Stealing is strictly prohibited, but borrowing is not. Those are 2 very, very different things. It's all about the intention. If you intend to give it back eventually, It's not technically considered stealing, aka not breaking the second rule. And the third rule is equal exchange. If Boogie Woogie gives Kettlestein like a cool little dagger set, Kettlestein in turn has to give him a gift like a hug or something of equal value. Those are the 3 rules that we have to abide by wherever we are in the carnival and or in the Feywild. Now, right when we enter the carnival, the first 2 people we meet is a 12-foot tree named Northwind, and on the tree is a little squirrel named Red. Now, these 2 are very happy-go-lucky, and they immediately give us dandelions and these cool little wings, and the dandelions, when we blow them, allow us a wish that the characters can eventually obtain. Now, the basic campaign summary is over, and this is where I'd like to have my thanks. I would like to give a big shout out and thank you to my party. They're a very kind and caring group of people who I love to meet up twice a week, every week. They're becoming some really good people and really good friends that I would have never really met without this D&D session. And especially on that note, thank you to Valentine for wanting to even have this together. If it wasn't for you, Valentine, talking to you, we wouldn't have this. I wouldn't be able to do none of this, and I've been wanting to do this for such a long time. And another person that I'd love to shout out is one of my amazing friends, and who is a very talented songwriter, Noah Derouen. This is the music that you're hearing throughout the video. He composed these late one night, and I personally think they're amazing. And he will be creating future soundtracks for us, and I greatly appreciate you, Noah. You saved me the stress of having to find royalty-free music and probably not use them when they don't sound as good, and you're making them. I mean, he's a future music educator, so hell yeah. Let's go, Noah. And finally, I'd like to give a shout out to probably the biggest contributor of this channel. I'd like to thank my dad, who has given me most of the ideas I've had for this. If I wouldn't, be able to really talk to him just about it, I probably wouldn't have gone the way I've gone down, and I prefer this. This has been so easy. Without his advice, I probably wouldn't be at the point where I am now. I probably would have been a lot more stressed out, or honestly wouldn't have even made this video. So thank you to all those who have supported me and supported us. I greatly appreciate you. But before I give my final goodbyes and thanks, I'd like to talk about what I personally believe is holding back the D&D community and similar communities like this, is I feel like there is a stigma around it. I feel like there's a stigma around if you're a part of a D&D club that you're weird, nerdy, or you're just into really weird things. And I feel like that's just not the case. I feel like there are so many different types of people who are around D&Ds. You can't overgeneralization the community this large to just some of the bad few people. And I feel like it should be looked no differently than that of like a football community or that of a video game community, because they're virtually the same. People are so diverse and so creative that I feel like there shouldn't be stigmas around it, especially in smaller communities. I feel like that if more people would want to give it a try, they would have so much fun with it. Because personally, I was like that way too. I kind of always thought D&D was nerdy and that it wasn't for me, but hell, I gave it a try. Some of my best friends asked me to do it, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And it was end up one of the funnest campaigns I've ever played. So please, I challenge you, give it a try. It's free stuff online. You can even create your own thing. So just get a group of people together and just try it out. And as always, thank you for watching. If you've watched to the end, you are making me and my friends' passions come true. And I just can't tell you how much that not only I, but they also appreciate it. So again, thank you so very much, and have a great one. This is your storyteller, Caden, riding off.